does not have to be a new year, a new you. It just needs to be a healthier you, y'all. All right. So do me a favor, and if you want to purchase some TLC products, NutriBurst, Life Drops, Harmony Drops, Blossom, anything like the ISOT, if you want to get any of that, please check down below in the description box and get it from me. Okay, y'all, I love the TLC products, and they help me fight off everything they got coming at me, y'all, because we said it before, we'll say it again. They coming at us on every front. So make sure that you are in charge of your health. Now, if you are in your workout journey like myself, don't forget to check out ifyoucanmove.com, Team LASHAE, Paige and Amari, and everything that has to do with my girl Kiara LASHAE. Y'all know I'm an affiliate for her, and I am a testament to how her workouts work, honey. Okay, I'm also a testament to how cute you can look in a Paige and Amari fit. I do that too. So if y'all want to purchase any, okay, of these products for Paige and Amari, Team LASHAE, get you a drip belt, okay, or if you want to sign up for the online gym, tell them your girl Bondi Blue sent you. Use my links down below. Get into it. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue, and I am back for another love and hip hop family reunion, y'all. I had to think about it, y'all. They got way too many shows with love at the beginning, y'all. Anyway, I hope y'all are doing all right. I hope y'all were able to check out my live from today. I did a live Bondi Blue show where we talked about Cam Newton. We talked about Block, Candy Baby Daddy, you know, getting on the radio and saying crazy stuff about his mouth. We did an update on the T.I. and Tiny situation. Bobby Shmurda got out of jail, child. We talked about a lot of things, and it was a good convo, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoy all my lives with you guys. So if you missed it, don't forget to check it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into what happened on this past episode of Love and Hip Hop, the family reunion, because it wasn't a lot. It wasn't. So Jock spent some time working out with his son. All right, y'all know this is Jock's oldest son, and for some reason, what is his name? Aiden, I think that's his name. Because I be forgetting these children names, y'all. I know it's him and then it's Trick's son. So you might just be known as Jock's son. I'm sorry. You might just have to be Jockson. Okay, Jockson, Jockson. Okay, that's you for this episode because I didn't put it in the notes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jackson. But anyway, so they basically talk while they're working out, okay? And his son got arrested for doing donuts in the parking lot in front of Jock's club. And so he just kind of wants to make sure his son isn't going down the wrong road. And I'm like, if you were white, that would never have happened. Because I'm really trying to understand how it's illegal to do donuts in the parking lot of my daddy's establishment. Like, he owned this for us. Like, who complained? You know what I'm saying? Like, does Jock not own the parking lot? Like, what happened? But either way, I just kind of felt like situations that young black males have to go to jail for that young white males would not have. Okay. It's just annoying to me. But anyway, Jock wants to make sure that his son is making the right decisions. Basically, he wasn't there when the little boy was growing up, and now he's trying to make up for lost time, and his son knows that. Okay, Jackson is very aware that his daddy was not there at the beginning, and now he's trying to make up for that. And I believe there's a little bit of a pushback, and definitely, you know, saying shit to Jock like, you know, you want me to do stuff in your time, but it's my life, so I'm going to do it in my time, and I'm 19, and I'm a grown man, and, you know, and it's just kind of like, you're a kid, you're a teenager, your brain isn't even fully formed yet, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about a lot of the time, and your dad has seen it and done it, and he also has your best interests at heart, so not listening to him just to, you know, prove some point that you're a man is stupid. It's stupid. And I think the aggravation that Jock is having is realizing that when he was young and somebody probably tried to talk to him, he had the same reaction, and that makes it even more frustrating because you know where they're coming from, but you just wish that you could give them the knowledge you now have. And some people are just not like that. Some people are not going to take the lessons learned by their parents or their siblings or the people around them. They're not going to take those lessons and apply them to their own life the way they should all the time. However, Jackson said that he definitely brought all the condoms because like father, like son, and he doesn't want to have any kids he's not going to be there for. So he's not going to be out here getting Jasmine pregnant if she allows him in his tight pants to, you know, slap her cakes. And I just kind of feel like none of y'all are slapping Jasmine's cakes. None of the kids anyway. If anybody is getting in between Jasmine and her very Carly-like, you know, skins, it's going to be one of these old asses with money who know how to finesse. It's not going to be, you know, y'all tight jean wearing young baby boy, you know, still got Similac on your Brett little boys. It's not going to be y'all. I'm sorry. This ain't that. This ain't that. So you brought 3 boxes of condoms for absolutely nothing. Jock tells his son to put on some chapstick. I said, yeah, put on some chapstick and find you some pants that fit. Them pants are too tight. Ciara has a spa day planned for the ladies. The only people that were not there was Erica because it was going to be weird for the BAM. And also Trina and Joy, who got messed up the night before, so they needed to sleep it off. Bambi says it's hard for her to relax. She got Mama D there. She got everything going on with Scrap. She, you know, the issues with Erica and all of that. And not her issues with Erica, but his issues with Erica. So it's just a lot looming, you know, in order for her to really have a good time. And I think that Bam, it might be a little postpartum. Nobody's saying it, but I see a sadness in Bam that I feel like is something deeper. And I just hope that, you know, Bam is getting whatever Bam needs. Okay? That's what I hope and I pray for. But the ladies, and this is what I did love about this moment. They saw that Bam was feeling down and they poured into her positively, said nice things about her and who she is as a woman and how she's affected them positively. Carly says she admires her for the way, you know, she has grown since she became a mother and, you know, basically putting her kids first and stepping up and being a great stepmom to E-Money, okay? And Ciara says, you made me be a better step parent because I'm like, look at all the love she showed E-Money. You know what I'm saying? So with that, Bam gets emotional because it's nice to hear that from people who care about you and who you care about. And that made me feel like Bam isn't getting enough of that type of, you know, gratification in her relationship. Like, are you making sure that she feels appreciated for, you know, just having your 2 babies and taking care of them and also being a good stepmom and all that? Are you really showing her and telling her that you are appreciative, or are you just complaining about what you're not getting in the situation? And some of that, you know, feels like that's what's going on, you know, because the way some of you men speak when y'all talk, it just always kind of seems like it's coming from a place of selfishness. While on, you know, Bam is out here trying to be everything for everybody. Ciara says that she's really happy that she fixed things with Carly because everything feels lighter. And I think everybody is enjoying the whole situation much better now that they're getting along. Jasmine gets emotional because Ciara tells her, you know, your mom really love you, Jasmine. Even when we out, you know, if Jasmine called, everything has to stop. And I'm like, yeah, that's because she's not there physically. So the least she can do is answer the damn phone, okay? Jasmine gets emotional because she wishes she knew this version of her mom. Her mom was not there for her like that. And even though her mom has provided her a nice lifestyle and a nice life now, and maybe she went to good schools and all of that shit that has been to Jasmine's benefit as an overall person, but the lack of emotional support from your mom is detrimental in ways that I don't know if money is a good enough trade-off. You know what I'm saying? Because what is Jasmine doing with her life right now that all of that schooling, you know, now you can be like, oh, I'm proud. Because I know Jasmine had been to college and all of that. I don't know what Jasmine does for a living. But she definitely needed validation from Carly to feel that Carly was proud of her and all of that. Like they go to the side and have a private conversation after she kind of burst into tears, y'all. And April came over to hug her. And when Carly came over to hug her, you know, April was like, all right, I'm going to go back over here. Can't let the lady cry, though. All right. But basically, when they discuss it, Carly kind of excuses not being there for Jasmine when she was young because of the sacrifices and the hustle and what she was able to provide. And I think Jasmine wanted to say, I don't know if that was a good enough sacrifice. Like, I don't know if that was the sacrifice to make. Maybe the sacrifice should have been you sacrificing so you could be there every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that's hard for some people. I think Carly was in a situation where she had to go out here and get it. But I don't know what that did for her daughter, because her daughter feels like, I wanted your time. I wanted your love. I wanted you to tuck me in every night. And I know how much that is valued, especially by your mom. Like, that's, come on. As a little girl, especially as a little girl, shout out to Erica Dixon. Like, there's nothing more important into kids, period, than like their mother's love and affection. So not being able to have that all her life, I think Jasmine is like really having a hard time with that. And Carly may be very affectionate and loving when she's around, but if you're not always around, then you know what I'm saying? There's still a loss there. So I think that they definitely need to go through some therapy and talk about things, because even though Carly is acknowledging, I still feel like she's excusing. She's excusing, like, oh, well, you went to good schools, so me not being there is okay. No, it doesn't feel that way. For Jasmine, it doesn't feel that way, because every time somebody says something, she bursting into tears about the shit. But, you know, for the moment, she asked, what do you need from me? And Jasmine says, I just need you to be proud of me. And she's like, I am proud of you. And they hug and they kiss, even though Jasmine doesn't want to kiss from, you know, the fake lips. She was scared. Y'all, then we see Yandy preparing for her Black Lives Matter event. She has Tamika Mowry and Myson. I forgot Myson's last name, but he's another Black Lives Matter advocate that does speeches and things of that nature with Tamika Mowry. I've seen Tamika Mowry speak in person. I've worked gigs where I've seen her speak, and she's exceptional. She's exceptional. Like, I love it. I love her. I appreciate her and her mindset, her contribution at a time like this where it's not easy to be somebody like her. I really appreciate who she is for the culture and to the community. So shout out to Tamika Mowry and Myson and Yandy and everybody else that works in, you know, the justice and getting us justice, which we often don't get, like too often. Like, honestly, I feel like more often than not, we don't get justice as Black people for the things done to us by systems, to the things done to us by police departments, for welfare, housing, government, you know, in general. Like, we don't get the same amount of care. If something happens to us, y'all don't care, you know what I'm saying, the way y'all do if somebody does something to a little white girl with blonde hair and blue eyes, or even to a fucking Labrador retriever for that matter. So, you know, there are a lot of moments where we need people like Tamika Mowry, and I don't know if the mindset is the same. Like, the way we used to have so many civil rights activists back in the day and people that were, you know, really working in that and that meant something. I don't know if we have that in the same way in this time frame, because people think that things are fine even though they really aren't. But it's the bullshit that's been sold to us since civil rights that things are better now. And even though they are slightly better, in these instances, they aren't. You know what I'm saying? There's still things and blocks put in place to keep us from amassing the same amount of wealth or agency as white people. There's still things put in place to stop us from getting there. And so we always need people like Tamika Mowry and Yandy and everybody else that wants to put their life on the line in order to better our overall experience in life. You can never, like, that's why I give Yandy her just due. Okay, even though she work on my nerves, when it comes to this, I will always give Yandy her just due. Okay, so shout out to her for that being her part in this whole little weekend situation. So the guys meet up, and Jock brings up Jasmine looking like Carly in her prime. And I'm like, I wish you nasty old men would leave that girl alone. And also stop trying to draw attention to the fact that her mom is no longer young, therefore no longer of value in the same way that you old nasty beer belly pregnant looking niggas are. I'm sorry, y'all, but it really annoys me, the energy that the Mucinex monster can sit there looking like that and expect for somebody to want to fuck on him. But Carly, on the other hand, you know what I'm saying? And Mama D, on the other hand, or any other older people, older women, they are to be thrown out to pasture. But somebody is supposed to want to fuck Trick. And then when somebody brings attention to the fact that, you know, he ain't the Trick he used to be, he wants to get all in his feelings and we supposed to feel bad that he's sick. No, you just haven't taken good care of yourself, and that's that on that. It has nothing to do with your lupus. You don't take good care of yourself. You look like somebody that's done cocaine instead of taking a medication, nigga. Like, hello, didn't you just sign a plea deal for that cocaine charge you caught? Oh, all right then. So, you know, it just works on my nerves, the overall energy and mindset of the men. And when they got together to talk, it really showed me how ignorant a lot of them are. I'm gonna just say, like, that's what I noticed the most about the scene with all of the guys sitting on the bench talking and eating and everything. Ray J commented and said how he goes through it with Prinky. Okay, Prinky told him to go to his room, and Scrappy was like, look, I can do whatever I want to do. Nobody ain't gonna tell me to go to my room. Okay, it don't matter if I act like a kid, if I act like a grown man, if I like an animal, ain't nobody gonna tell me to go to my room. And I'm just like, Scrappy, you sound like a fucking 5-year-old right now. You sound like a badass kid that doesn't want to listen. And so just in order to be difficult and get you like, no, I'm not going to do it. Just because I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to do it. I don't care how you feel. That's childish, Scrappy. And you may not have even meant to put all that out there about yourself. But just in that one comment, I read how you are selfish and how it doesn't matter how your unwillingness to do better. Like, it doesn't matter how your unwillingness to do better hurts the people around you or your kids. Because you can tell yourself because you do for them, that's good enough. But the truth of the matter is showing them examples of relationships is a part of being a parent. And Scrappy going about his life feeling like I don't have to do anything I don't want to do is childish, and it is not a good thing to teach children. Especially not a good thing to teach a girl child that you can have a baby with a man and he doesn't have to talk to you. He can disregard you. He can disrespect you. He can talk about you bad. He can not even have to deal with you. It shows her that she should not expect more from a man she lays down and has children with. It does not matter that you showed Bambi something different. Be an adult. Be a grown man and stop always having to have your way. Like, that's how Scrappy comes off. As much as I love Daryl, that shit is exhausting. I can only imagine what it's like on a day-to-day basis with him and the Bam, 2 babies, E-Money, a dog. Like, I can't imagine. Mendici says that Yandy is out here running a whole bunch of businesses and he like where the food at. I wasn't sure if he was saying that she wasn't busy or she was, but the way she handles the, the criminal justice stuff and the advocacy, I can't imagine him saying that Yandy is just sitting around the house doing nothing and, he looking for the food. That pissed me off about Mendici's. He said that, he had to become reacclimated because he was expecting Yandy in their situation to be what it was before he went to jail. I don't think I ever remember Yandy being somebody that was sitting around at home with nothing to do so she can cook for you. I don't think Yandy has ever been that person. But what I want to say is I am so tired of men feeling like I don't have to feed myself because I have a woman. So if she's busy, I'm not going to just go and figure out what I'm going to eat or how I can feed us both since she's busy. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to feel away. I'm going to be butthurt. I'm going to complain about the fact that she isn't feeding me right now. Even though I'm an adult and I can feed myself and she's not my mother, I have to sit here and have a temper tantrum because she's not available to stop what she's doing and make sure that I ate. You are an adult. And if your woman can't stop what she's doing to get you something to eat, then that means you need to get you something or y'all something to eat. I just don't understand that mindset. Like, you're a grown-ass man. Why does somebody have to feed you? I just don't get that. So petty shit, basically. So when they talk about the petty arguments that they have because of these things and because it's the pandemic and everybody's locked in the house together, Ray brings up how him and Prinky have been filing for divorce on each other without telling the other person that they're going to do it. He did it. She found out on the blogs. So then she did it in private and he found out about it. His mama called him and asked him about it. He throws out that he bought her a brand new house. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, you probably bought a bigger house because either y'all needed it or you wanted a bigger house. Either way, that does not make it okay for you to treat her like shit. And then he says stuff like, we get into a little petty argument and she gonna tell me to go to my room. And I'm like, go to my room. This is something new. And I'm like, that is because she is now a mother to not just the children y'all have together, but now she understands she's been mothering you this entire time as well. So now you get the same language and treatment as the children. Because now I realize what I'm doing. I thought I was being a partner to a dumb dude. But now I realize, oh no, I'm a mama to this man. I'm telling you, that's exactly probably what Prinky be feeling sometimes. I just don't like the way he completely leaves out his part in it. And we know you did some shit, Ray J. We've been watching you and Prinky since y'all got together. We've been watching you and Prinky since y'all got together. We watched y'all get married. We watched y'all never really have a happy relationship, but continue to make, more commitments with each other. Y'all wasn't happy. Y'all didn't trust each other. Y'all still got married. Y'all wasn't happy. Y'all didn't really trust each other. Y'all still continue to have children together. And now y'all continue to have all these issues in y'all relationship and y'all marriage. And now Ray J doesn't even know if Prinky likes him. I can tell you, no, I don't think she likes you. My question, do you like her? Because the way you treat her, it seems as if you don't really like her. It seems as if she's a beautiful woman who you wanted to have children with and who you wanted to lock away in a house that you can pull out and be like, oh, look at my beautiful wife and my beautiful children. I go back into the house like a little doll. I think he sees her as a movement piece. I think he loves her. I think they love each other. But I also think their relationship is more so based off of convenience and what the picture looks like versus what's actually happening in the family and in the relationship. Trick saying crazy shit to Joy. Joy is, outside her little bedroom or her room, and she got on a robe, and he telling her to go back inside and put on clothes because he's still her husband and she his, and he just won't pick whoever she gonna be with because, that's mine and all of this. That's another thing I'm getting tired of. She's not yours. Joy is her own woman. Whether y'all are married or not, Joy belongs to herself. If Joy don't feel like being bothered with you, Joy don't have to be bothered with you. Trick says shit like she keep trying to divorce me, but I won't let her because she won't let me control her life. And then I don't even see her as a friend because she always got something smart to say. I was like, what are you talking about? You the one that always got something smart to say to her, and we all know you mad because she don't want to be with your ass no more. Like, exhausting. Lil Fizzle Pop then says that he's single, and the producers asked if he can be friends with like April, I guess, or any of his exes, and he was like, I can't be friends with none of my exes. No, I'm just gonna fuck you and then I'm gonna ignore you again. And I was just like, what is wrong? Like, y'all just a lot of toxic ass men, a lot of toxic ideals, a lot of mental emotional abuse of women, and thinking that shit is okay. Like, that's not okay for you to treat people like that, Fizz. It looks like you hurt. It looks like you coming from a place of hurt. Just like Scrappy, just like Trick, just like Ray J. Everybody, is working out their mommy issues on whoever they fucking or whoever they used to fuck. And it's exhausting. I don't know how these women can deal with y'all. Then Jock gets the call or gets the notification that Mo3 passed away and has a visceral reaction to it. And it was very sad. It was very sad, but it definitely plays into the Black Lives Matter situation. Even though we're talking about, in Black Lives Matter, police brutality and the life of Black men, just being meaningless in, organizations and systems to which there should be some just recourse. You know what I'm saying? But also in these streets, the mentality comes from slavery, racism, and lack of access. The mentality to, by any means necessary, your life, meaning that I'm gonna get this money no matter who I kill, who I rob, who I harm. That mindset comes from a place of desperation that a lot of the times is greatly afforded to Black and people of color, but specifically Black people who you put in neighborhoods where they can't get what they need, or schools where they can't get the education that they need, or you put them, in areas where they can't get the jobs that pay the most money. Like, there are so many ways in which the hood lifestyle and mentality of, violence among Black people is directly a result of racism, systematic racism, slavery, and the overall mental, spiritual, and physical trauma that has been placed on Black people for centuries in this country. Yes, in any group of people that are close together, you are going to have fights and sometimes killings, arguments. Whenever people are together, no matter what their nationality or ethnicity is, those types of things will take place. But at the number we see it in the Black community, it is a direct effect of the feeling of desperation that it is in our communities, okay? So that is why it is still under the Black Lives Matter umbrella, because Mo3 was killed, probably by somebody other, another Black person, some other young rapper, some other young gangster that was hating on him or mad at his lifestyle, whatever. But they, it happens. But it to me, it all comes from the mental, physical, spiritual, emotional place of having without. And having without to such a degree that there's an anger and there's a desperation to have more. And that breeds jealousy. And that is usually the reason why a lot of these kids get killed these days. Because somebody saw that they was on a come up. Because somebody saw them with somebody else that matters. Whatever. But a lot of the times it is jealousy because everybody isn't afforded the same opportunities. It is what it is. Y'all, Sierra and the Bam discussed Scrappy taking her for granted and not listening to her when it comes to E-Money, because she said time and time again that he needs to resolve his issues with Erica, because like I said, it teaches her to have negative relationships with men, and that will show up in her relationships as an adult woman if she sees you not have any respect for her mom, or even just the ambivalence and disregard. It comes from a place of anger. It comes from a place of vitriol. You don't talk to Erica because you're mad, because you don't like her, because you don't want to deal with her, because you feel like it's been too hard and too difficult. All of that is from a negative place. So you not communicating with her all of this time is probably going to cause E-Money to feel like, you know, that's okay, that is the norm. So when she slips up and gets pregnant for a man and he doesn't do right by her and her kid, then you can only really blame yourself for never showing her a better example. Yes, you've been there, Scrappy, and I want to say that again because there's a difference between not being there at all, but I feel like that doesn't make it easier for these girls that are out here, you know, with these young men as their options. You have to really set precedent with your kids on how they should be treated by men and how men should raise their children. You have to like really be intentional about showing them what they should have so that they don't make bad decisions in their adulthood. And when you're not intentional about that, Scrappy, because you so worried about, you know, well, I don't want to do it because I don't feel like it. When that's the feeling that takes precedent over everything else, you do your daughter a disservice. And Bambi just trying to help you not do that because she has the wherewithal and the understanding that you don't have. But because you're stubborn and you don't listen, y'all just continue to bump heads and it's exhausting. So April and Paris have a massage together and talk about, you know, the whole situation that they had. Nobody really cares about April and Paris beef. Like, we don't even know why y'all are really here on the show right now. Y'all are not coming with any real family drama to work through. Nobody cares about the beef y'all had. Everybody knows why Paris was upset, because April was lying about what happened with Fizzle Pop. And she thought they were friends. Like, y'all are traveling back and forth to Chicago. Y'all are spending time together. But, you know, April is one of those people that pretends to be your friend until it no longer suits her. And then she'll turn around and say that y'all weren't really friends. Then why were we spending so much time together, bitch? Like, don't let me fight for you. Don't let me act as if I'm your friend if you know we really not friends, okay? I do feel like April doesn't have to tell anybody who she's sleeping with and all of that type of shit, but they're on a show together. I understand not really trusting Paris. We ain't really friends. I get that. I really do. But a part of me feels like April has a pattern of forming relationships with people, and then when she fuck over them, she turn around and say that they were never friends. Like, I think she did the same thing to Moniece. But they get past it. So then we have the Black Lives Matter event. Myson and Tamika speak. And then after, they have a dinner. Everybody was dressed in black. Everybody looked really good. But it was more like a funeral. You know what I mean? So Jacques, you know, basically talks about what he's going through and how he's so glad that when he got the opportunity to do this show, they asked him who he would bring. He prayed, and the answer was his oldest son. Bring your oldest son. And now with Mo3, who he knew, and with having a nephew that got killed in front of his club, I'm like, you need to make sure that club is safe. Now, you know, the popping the donuts, he got killed outside your club. That's nerve-wracking. I'm scared for Jock, okay? Because that makes me feel like people are always with the shits on his, you know, around his establishments. Y'all know I love Jock. I don't want nothing to happen to him. It ain't safe, y'all. But I'm glad he brought his son too, because I feel like with the nephew and now with Mo3, he probably would have felt worried, and he probably feels worried for his other sons too, his other kids, period. You know, but having his oldest, who's kind of already had some issues and everything, in his eyesight when that shit happened, I'm sure it was a relief. I mean, after he found out about Mo3, he instantly went back to the room to like hug his son. And I'm like, Jock is in full grown ass man daddy mindset at this point in his life. And I have an appreciation for watching that transition happen over the years. Yeah, still loves attention, still be with the shits, still might be a little bit of a hoe, I don't know. But, you know, Kendra looked like she done got his ass together. But all in all, seeing Jock's progression as a man is something that has really been like, honestly, a pleasure to witness. Okay, like that's just how I feel about it. Watching people's progression over years and watching them, you know, basically come up in their mindset about life in general. I think that's a great thing, especially because Jock might be older, but he ain't that old. And sometimes, you know, like Scrappy is not that much different in age than Jock, but Jock has had, you know, a longer life. And I think in a way of Jock having to be grown at a young age, you know, having kids at a young age, having way more kids, more responsibility in a way that maybe Scrappy hasn't. So I feel like Jock has grown up in a way he can be of assistance to the mindset of the people who are around him, who may not be, you know, as advanced now as he is. And not to say he's that advanced, but I really enjoyed him this episode and watching him go from being, you know, young Jock the hoe sucking on toes to I found something out terrible. And the first thing I need to go do is hug my son and put eyes on my son. You know what I'm saying? Like that meant a lot to watch. And I'm actually emotional thinking about it. Because I know he must have felt some type of way, you know, and then being able to say, thank God my son is here with me. You know what I'm saying? Blessing. Anyway, y'all, that was it. I made a mountain out of a molehill because there wasn't even that much to this episode and I still talk too much. I'm going to edit this shit down. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share the video. Okay, road to 100,000. Okay, road to 100,000. Subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.